Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help, shielding, the destroyer and savior of sound. So, I think a lot of people, when they think about cables, they think that, let me just draw a cable for you guys. That's a cable. Wow, would be freaky do. I think a lot of people don't realize that shielding doesn't, let's just say the signal goes like this way, like that. Lots of threads in it. And of course we have insulators on it, you know. We could draw that and yeah, whatever. The problem is that when you have shielding here on top of this whole thing, shielding, what a lot of people don't realize is that there's an energy going from within the cable out. It wants to radiate energy. And that's going to at some time hit a wall, which is the shielding, and it's going to bounce back. And when it bounces back, that actually affects the signature of the sound. So yeah, shielding does improve sound in many ways. It makes it more powerful, takes care of noise, better control, just basically less noise. Most structural things in the sound become better, but it also, I think this is the thing that the hi-fi community doesn't fully understand, is that it also hurts the sound many times. And there are different levels of shielding, of course. I think the big problem with shielding in general is that we buy basic cables, we have basic shielding, and they usually control the sound too much. I think that's the biggest problem. And if we could like make the cable breathe more so that this energy can go out of the cable in a more natural way, like AudioNote makes their cables, or I don't know, Cardas, Teralabs. There are some few others that also make really good cables, but when you look at AudioNote cables, for example, they're actually pretty simple how they're made. What's different with them is that they just made with the highest quality material, and they haven't got all of these different layers, which are basically, you can call them suppressors of sound. So they boost the sound, they give it a kick, they isolate detail, they make this shiny, they make this fast, they make this do this and that. But the problem is that when you do that, you kind of keep it very constrained and limited and managed in sound when you use basic shielding. Of course, when you go up in class and use some pretty good shielding, you might even have some let's just say we've got some insulators here, and that also goes up in class, and the thread quality goes up in class, and the plugs get up in class. Of course, everything gets better, but I think too many people just assume that, oh, just because we've got shielding, then it's a better cable. No, actually the opposite. I've heard a lot of cables that did not have shielding, and they actually sounded a lot better than the cheaper shielded cables. So I think it's worth trying, worth investigating this thing. And you know, you can also do a funny trick, and that is take a cable here, like this here. Let's say this is a cable, and then you just like, this is a basic cable without any shielding. Just like take some black, what's it called, black tape, and just wrap it around, and then after that, put it connect it, and then listen to that. Then you can hear how trapping that energy and using that as an insulator and shielding at the same time, how it affects the sound. And then after that, you can try and put some copper tape over that, some strips of copper tape, and then cover that entire thing, and then listen to now listen to the detail retrieval. Listen to the isolated parts of the detail. Listen to the frequency, how it's now different, and how the pressure on the bass and the mid-range is quite different now, and actually kind of very, what do you call it, like hyped up and hi-fi in sound. So I think that's basically what you get when you focus on cheap cables. You have cheap materials, and you have all of these multi-layered things going on, again with a lot of pressure, because what a lot of users don't realize is that cheap cables have a lot of pressure in them. It's a lot of tension in those cables, meaning that the pressure between the insulators and the, like the copper tape or the allo tape or whatever it is, and the outside jacket, it's a lot of pressure, and it affects the sound. So it actually manages the sound instead of letting the music happen a bit more. So I hope you guys learned something from this. That's my take on shielding, which can be a good thing, but also a bad thing. So I think when you do shielding, you have to do it at a proper level. And the thousands of models out there doing their own thing, it's hard to say if there's like one specific optimal way of doing it. But as far as I've seen it, you have to go up to at least something like Carter's cables or Tara Labs or Kondo or Audiono cables before they actually start doing a really good overall job. And yeah, that's just my opinion of the matter. And if you can like and subscribe, that would help me a lot. Have a nice day. Bye.